Hey, what's up everybody? Omega and Assassin here, and today we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame class of 2015. I usually like the Hall of Fame. I actually think it went better than last year. I thought that a lot of the speeches, although long, were actually entertaining and pretty good. So we started with the red carpet event, which is really cool because you get to see everybody with their families there, their significant others. Maria Meninos, who is always one of our favorites, and her interviewing Dusty Rhodes, which I posted on my Instagram, which was
I did check out.
Yeah, which is very sexy. The fact that she could remember Dusty Rhodes' Hard Times promo and knows some of his promos was just really
makes her even
hot.
more sexy.
Yes, true female wrestling fan, and she looked great on the night, and it was great seeing her on the red carpet. I liked this red carpet better than last year, but yeah, that was really cool. Now, as far as the Hall of Fame, we had the Usos induct their father, Rikishi.
I actually did get to catch a little glimpse of that, and I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's always cool to see them dancing with their dad. You know,
always cool, like you've seen them before.
They did it in the ring once.
Did they?
Yeah, they did it in the ring once. Yeah, they did. It was on a Raw, I think. But yeah, that was cool. You know, they were talking a lot about the Samoan background and all that stuff.
I actually did on the dirt sheets read that Scotty 2 Hotty was actually upset that Rikishi did not mention them.
Yeah, and I was a little upset that I thought Rikishi should have gave a little bit more notice to his sons. I was kind of bummed about that because he made it kind of more about him. If I was there and my sons were at the place that the Usos are, I mean, I would be so happy for them. I mean, they're all I would be talking about. But I
did think that he was thanking the
other
wrong
people
and
yeah,
other
the wrong
people.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we had Alundra Blaze get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Was really cool seeing her interacting with some of the wrestlers that were there. I like the fact she actually called Paul Heyman out, said that she was actually the first Paul Heyman girl, which was really cool.
Wow.
You actually saw an emotional Paul Heyman. You saw tears in his eyes, yeah,
really? Wow.
Which was really cool. It was a good speech, and she kind of called out the elephant in the room with her throwing away the title. She pulls out a trash can, pulls out a couple of things out of the trash can that were interesting, and yeah, that was really good to kind of have like cleared that all up. And show that there's no hard feelings, and she, that she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because for her skill and what she's done for wrestling in general. So Schwarzenegger was there. He got inducted, and that was really cool to see him there. He's always, he's done a lot for WWE. He's been there a lot. It was weird because the fans didn't really have much love for him
really?
There.
Wow.
Yeah, they kind of were booing him. Especially every time they mentioned him as being a governor. So they didn't, they don't like him for that fact. But
that's true. Was the Hall of Fame in California, or did they have it someplace else?
No, it was in
California?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
Yeah. So so that explains why he got that reaction. But I would have liked to see a little bit bigger reaction from the fans when Schwarzenegger came out. I was kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see him there and getting inducted into the Hall of Fame for the celebrity wing. We also had the Bushwhackers as a tag team going in, which was very entertaining. The Bushwhackers always are. They're characters. It was really cool because you see them coming out, two old guys. They're still pulling the same gimmicks with the walking.
Yeah, I saw them in WrestleMania 31, them doing that. Yeah,
and they were still trying to lick each other and talked about the lick. And they told some really good stories, some really good old wrestling stories. They had a lot of some of the wrestlers stand up and come up there. They called up Rowdy Piper to come up there and They made him do the Bushwhacker and come up there and shake their hand. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, they made him do the Bushwhacker. Cool. So it was really cool seeing that, and them have all them up there. They kept talking, but they were telling good stories. Like I said, it went long, but it was very, very entertaining seeing them.
Wow, you're making me wondering why I missed this now.
Yeah, definitely. There's some points that you should go and see.
I will.
But that was very entertaining to see. Especially, I like to see tag teams that are great, that especially from the 80s, going in there, which is a really good era for tag teams. This was the first year, actually, we had the Warrior Award, where Connor the Crusher was inducted.
Right.
This is a really, really good thing that the WWE is doing. I really think this is cool that they do so much for different charities. Connor's Cure raising so much money and awareness for this.
Right.
It's really cool to see that WWE cares this much and that the superstars care this much. Daniel Bryan came out and inducted him in, and then his father came out and talked. Beautiful speech, and I'm really glad to see that they added this. Always been a big Ultimate Warrior fan. It was sad to see him go. It's good to see that WWE is having his family come back and participate in these events, to show that, you know, he's in all of our hearts and minds. But altogether, yeah, this is a really great thing for WWE.
Yeah, it is.
So we had the Macho Man, Randy Savage, finally getting into the Hall of Fame. He should have been a first-year Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But he finally made it in. Hulk spoke on it, and it's good to see that, you know, there's no hard feelings between, you know, I mean, you got to put that stuff aside when you've had such history with somebody. And, you know, he inducted him in, and also then his brother, Lenny Patho, came out. Really cool to see Lenny Patho doing all the genius, basically poems that he was doing. He wrote a couple of new poems for it, which was really good to see that. So anybody who has never seen the genius, his Mr. Perfect promos that he did, you gotta see him. You could YouTube them, but they're really, really funny, where he's doing these poems and Mr. Perfect is doing these dives and all these, playing ping pong and shooting basketballs and everything like that, and he's doing these poems, basically working up the Hulk Hogan and Mr. Perfect match. Really, really classic stuff. So yeah, never seen it. Check it out. It's on YouTube, like I said. It's probably on WWE Network, but I would definitely check it out. It's really worth seeing. But I'm finally, Macho Man, one of my top 5. If you've seen my top 5 wrestlers, Macho Man's on there, and it's a shame that this couldn't have happened while he was still alive.
Right.
So we also had the living legend, Larry Zabisco, getting inducted in. Again, another person why I don't know why it took so long. I love
politics, man.
Yeah, politics. So I don't know if it has to do with him leaving, because he's worked for WCW and TNA. So I don't know if it's just that has to do with it. But I mean, I love watching these old matches. I love going back and watching the matches. Him, Bruno San Martino. They had great matches. I love the old style of wrestling. Really, you know, they worked a lot. They were really good mechanics in the ring. And very aggressive, and I love that style. So really glad to see Larry Zbyszko in there. His speech went really long. He went a little long. He kind of forgot what he was. He lost his train of thought a couple times, but he was the one that I think kind of felt it in his heart the most. Like kind of like last year with the Ultimate Warrior, it was very, very important to him, and you can tell in his speech that it was very important to him. All right, last but not least, we had Diesel, Kevin Nash, getting into the Hall of Fame.
Big Daddy Cool.
Big Daddy Cool. Famous for being in the NWO and longtime champion WWE. Was never really any of our favorite wrestlers. Really. You know, we kind of don't like the fact that he was always all about money. But Shawn Michaels came out and inducted him and was really, really funny. And his jokes about how, you know, he changed the business as far as the wrestlers getting contracts, you know, much better contracts because of Kevin Nash, which makes sense. But for me, the more entertaining part of this was seeing Shawn Michaels. He's always entertaining and good on the mic. And he was really funny and kept saying how he was going to get fired and get in trouble for a lot of the stuff that he was saying. It was really cool because this was another speech where they kind of like break the basically kayfabe wall, where they're talking wrestling, where it's not just wrestlers in the room, but it was really really cool to see. So that was the Hall of Fame class of 2015 inductees. Don't forget to subscribe to Mega Man 2112. Check out our WrestleMania review video also, and Don't forget to like the video and check us out on Twitter. Before you guys go, I want to give you a match to watch. I want to give you a Larry Zabisco match. So watch WCW Super Brawl 2. It was in 1992. This was Dustin Rhodes, a young Dustin Rhodes, before he was basically Goldust, and Barry Windham teaming up against Larry Zbyszko and a young Steve Austin, before he was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Medusa also at ringside. So if you haven't checked that match out, check it out. It's on the network for only $9.99. You can see this great match, and it has a lot of great people on it. It's a really good match, so check it out. And before we leave, here's your moment of bliss.
Best tag team champions ever.
Yeah, right, sucker.